This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
What if we could reduce carbon emissions and strengthen the economy? At ExxonMobil, we believe both are possible. As a global leader in carbon capture and storage, we're empowering industries to reduce their emissions, all through technologies that are creating job opportunities in America. How's that for a win-win? ExxonMobil. Let's deliver.
Welcome to another episode of Fringe
Beyond Limits.
That was good.
That was really good.
Yeah, I like that. Don't you feel better once you do that?
A little bit.
Yeah, like it's a cleansing.
I get dizzy. I think we already discussed this. Remember the oxygen? Too much oxygen. You always leave him speechless. I love it.
The stupidity behind what she says is unfathomable.
Unfathomable?
Yeah. Do you even know what that means?
Unfathomable?
Yeah. Do you know what that means?
I can't even say it.
I know. You can't say a lot. Which makes great podcast content when you can't say a lot.
That's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah, agreed. For all your great, I don't know.
Verbisms. Verbisms.
I don't think you've done anything great on this show yet.
Vocalisms.
All right, so how have you guys been?
Good.
Right.
Tired. Yeah, I'm doing fine.
No, okay.
Yeah, very peachy.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I do have an announcement.
Oh, what's the announcement?
Your birthday's tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You're old.
I am. Do you guys know how old I'll be?
27.
Close.
62. 46.
I will be 32 years old.
That's a lie.
That is a lie. I will be 46.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've reached a point in age to where if I die tomorrow, nobody really fucking cares. Like, no one cares about a 46-year-old dying.
It's not true.
No, it is.
It'd be sad for a few minutes. Your doggies would care.
I mean, like you hear someone, oh, a man passed away today at 46. Like, oh, well, yeah, fuck him, if he was like old, like, oh, I hope he had a good long life. And if they were young, oh, they didn't have a life. But when you hit like middle age, nobody cares.
The middle child of ages.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like,
So you either, you missed the die young notoriety. Now you just got to stick it out.
Yeah, till
117.
Yeah, I think once you get to your upper 50s, lower 60s, that's when people start caring again. Because then they're like, oh, they died so young, But yeah, nobody cares.
40s, no.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. They're like, yeah, asshole, go to work and shut the fuck up. You
probably were doing something stupid.
Yes, right. So
fell off a ladder hanging Christmas lights or something.
Yeah, dude. So funny story. One year I had to go up on my roof to put up the Christmas lights. So
I'm already picturing like Griswold Christmas right now.
100%.
I have done that movie.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Weren't there multiple?
Yes.
Lots of Griswold movies.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, keep going. On the roof.
So I text my wife and I text her, hey, going up on the roof, listen for a big bang. I'm not bringing my phone with me. And I go up in the roof and I come back down and she's still laughing from my text. And she goes, why didn't you bring your phone with you? I go, because if I fell, I don't need a broken leg, ambulance charge, ER charge, and then a new fucking phone charge. I don't want to break that too. So I'm just going to leave. And plus, what am I going to do? Be texting when I'm on the roof?
3 points of contact.
Yeah, right? So, yeah, she thought that was really funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, I guess so.
Did you fall?
No, I didn't. The
big bang?
I didn't.
Was there a big bang and you just blamed it on it being like Santa Claus?
The big bang was me
banging?
Farting.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I'm very gassy.
Drywall is falling apart from the rumbling.
Yeah, last night my wife was like, will you go grab the thing and spray, please? And I'm like, why? She goes, it smells bad. I go, oh, dissipate.
What thing in spray?
The air freshener?
Air freshener or whatever.
Because you ripped ass?
Oh, yeah.
You're the worst.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Like I told you guys a story and how she thought my farting was an earthquake was me farting, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some pretty good flatulence.
We know.
Yeah. What did Lisa used to call me? Gassy ass? Instead of grassy ass?
Yeah.
Gassy ass?
Gassy ass.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's start off with things that keep us up at night. I'll go first.
Okay, birthday boy.
Yeah, since it's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want to. So, I was thinking about this. If there is no death, then what does it mean to be alive?
I feel like this question's too deep.
It is a deep question because we can only really express living or being alive because there's an end to it. Right? It's the contrast to it. What's light without dark? What's dark without light?
I would say if there's no death, and what's the point of life? What I would think would be try to do something meaningful with that life.
Because there's no death?
Yeah. Do something that's going to change something instead of just...
But don't you think you should do that?
Make it meaningful in some way, shape, or form.
But don't you think you should make it meaningful now because there is a death? Because it's going to end, so let's make it meaningful. So, but if there is no death, what's the point of making it meaningful? What's the point of even waking up and going to...
Make things interesting.
Because then you're stuck with it next time.
Well, what next time? There's no death. There's no...
There's physical death, but there's no energetic death.
But that's what I'm saying right now. If there was no physical death, then what would it mean to be alive?
Chaos.
Chaos, right?
Anarchy.
Yeah. Right? I mean, basically, you just do whatever the fuck you want.
Living term limits. Because apparently we fucked it up when we were living 500 years.
Agreed.
So there'll be
900 years.
Ton of people, because if no one's dying, people keep coming, and there'll be point to where you're standing on top of somebody because there's so many people.
Yeah,
imagine all the skin cells.
Yeah, I know. There would be dust everywhere.
You're just gonna gram on your teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Can you imagine being a cannibal? You're sitting there just chewing on someone's intestines and they're still alive because there's no death, and they're like, dude, fucking cut it out.
This is gross.
Do you think it would be like a cartoon type of thing? The Roadrunner constantly gets hit with a mallet or falls off a cliff. People would just be doing that to everybody else. Just to get their aggression out.
Yes.
Or do you think it would all just go to happiness?
No. We can't.
You can. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you think, going off of your comment a little earlier, the purge?
Yeah.
Basically because you can't die from it, so people are might as well have that one day of purge, because no matter what, the people are going to still be alive.
It would be like a video game.
Yeah. It would be like Groundhog Day.
Pretty much.
Or that, yeah.
Have you done that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Come on, Bill Murray.
Yeah, no, I'm just I don't know.
In his heyday?
I don't know. I have to ask nowadays.
I've even seen The Purge.
What?
Just 2 years ago, though.
Yeah.
I actually have not seen that movie.
What?
I know.
I thought it was
it's actually shocking for me, but I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, it is shocking for you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But wouldn't it be great if every day was Groundhog Day?
No.
Think about it. You can go and kill whoever you want out of frustration, feel better, and then the next day they're back. Nothing happened.
Can I pick the day? If I have to live this day over and over and over for the rest of my life.
It's gonna be a day where I do a lot of comes. That's going to be my day. So, all right.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah, that's what I have. Who wants to go next?
Mine's way boring.
Mine is too.
So thanks for kicking us off with the...
yeah. So I should have gone last.
That's okay.
Yeah, this is why I usually go last, because usually I have the better ones.
Mine's very simple.
That's subjective.
Right, it is.
Yeah, I have the better ones normally.
So my subject...
Bree has the better ones.
Yeah,
normally.
I always
Bree never has the better
sometimes I get
ones.
you speechless. Those are the best ones.
Prees are never really good.
When she leaves you speechless.
Those are the best ones when I get
No.
you speechless.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
You're not just leaving me speechless. You're having listeners just turn off the fucking show.
Nope. People like me. I'm likable.
It's because you're special needs.
It's the same reason why people like Frank. He's special too.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why we get along so well.
Oh, God. All right. Now that we've offended multiple people, yeah, someone go.
Okay.
Before I say something else.
No, so I feel like the last... Okay, so I know, Bree, you guys said you got a new mattress. We got a new mattress maybe about a year ago now.
Mhm.
And we ordered the same size. It's California King. But I swear to God, this mattress is narrower than my previous mattresses
Mhm.
because my fitted sheet always gets like wrinkles in it. And a fitted sheet needs to be like
Fitted.
secure and fitted to the mattress because I'm totally the princess in the pea when the sheets are like wrinkled by my feet. It's why I don't normally wear socks. Like I avoid wearing socks. Like just no wrinkles.
Do you maybe have it on wrong where you have the sides where it's
No, it's got the words
top and bottom on?
It's
and
got the words on all four sides. It says
maybe
side.
it's labeled wrong.
I don't know. Like it fits as soon as it comes out of the dryer, and then 3 days later, it's like wrinkled, and I lose my shit, and I can't sleep. So then I end up just sleeping outside of the blankets, and that's why I got a heated blanket. And it keeps me up at night, bro. Don't give me that look.
There's so much to unpack there.
Hey, you got hip speechless this time.
Yay. See? The best one.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to argue that it's not annoying. I could understand that. I just don't understand why you can't build a bridge over it.
Yeah, I sleep on top of the comforter because I can't stand the wrinkles on the fitted sheet.
See, I'm so happy that in this world you and I don't share a bed because you'll hate the way that I sleep.
Do you just like a squirrel nest?
No. So Missy is always cold, so she's got the other sheet and the comforter on her. I get hot very easily, so I don't use the sheet. I'll sleep on top of that loose sheet and under the comforter though, so I could flip the comforter on and off easier without bothering her because you know what I mean.
I'm trying to visualize what you're saying.
So you get the fitted sheet,
yep, and then the flat sheet.
The flat sheet.
Yep.
Okay.
So I sleep on top of both the fitted sheet and the flat sheet.
Missy's under the flat
And you just
sheet.
have a comforter on.
And I just have a comforter on me.
Yeah.
It's because it's easier for me to kick off a comforter.
And then she's already tucked in essentially.
Exactly.
Because you're like, okay.
Exactly.
That's essentially how I sleep at JT's, like Missy.
Oh. No, then we could share a bed. All right.
Just one tiny square of a blanket because it gets too hot.
Yeah. All right.
But no wrinkles. No fucking wrinkles.
See, that doesn't bother me.
Oh, no.
That doesn't bother me at all.
It bothers me when the corner keeps coming off.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't bother me. I'll sleep right on the bare mattress or
I
the
hate
or the
Oh, that's like a
Oh.
sociopath
or,
move.
or the
That
mattress
is-
protector. I don't care. I'll just.
Always bugs me.
Well, see, so you have to do what I did, Lynette.
I don't ever want to do what you do.
No, you do. This you do. You have to become diabetic because then when you have neuropathy, you just don't feel your feet anymore. So that won't bother you
Gee.
ever again. So yeah, try that next time.
Okay. Put it on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Your to-do list.
So all right. Yeah, I'm going to stop unpacking because I don't want to go down that road anymore. Bree, what do you got?
So I went out with you and Missy the other night, right?
Yeah, we did.
And we're talking about something, and something came up in my head, and I said it to Missy. She answered it, but I was like, "Oh, this is a good one for the podcast." I was like, "Is a condiment a sauce, or is sauce a condiment?
Say that again.
Is a condiment a sauce, or is sauce a condiment?
I think certain sauces can be condiments.
Can certain condiments be sauces?
Well, yeah, Because if a sauce is a condiment, then that condiment is a salt. Is a sauce. So
What really is the differentiation? I can't talk. It got dark in here again.
It did.
He's the devil coming
Yeah,
out.
the devil.
Let's do the Google. What?
Because you can put sauce on a pizza, or you can get breadsticks and dip your breadsticks in a sauce, and then that would be
So
a condiment?
a condiment is a substance such as salt or ketchup that is used to add flavor to food.
That could be anything.
That could be anything.
A sauce is a thick liquid served with food, usually savory dishes, to add moistness and flavor.
You like that word, don't you?
What's the name of my volleyball team?
The moistness?
Moist.
Moist.
Exclamation point.
So they're like the same but different.
Squish,
Just
squish,
English.
squish, squish.
Ew. Gross. It's just English being complicated, maybe?
Probably.
But I mean, would you put... I guess they're not completely interchangeable, unless you're a sociopath. Like you put ketchup on your pizza or something.
Yeah, I would. Have you ever
Well,
had
technically it's
barbecue
tomato
sauce on
sauce.
pizza?
I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah.
With chicken,
Yeah, barbecue
Back
chicken.
when I used to eat meat with feet
onion. Oh, that's.
and bacon, yeah.
I always forget about your eating disorder.
Meat
That's
with
okay.
feet.
Oh, it's so
Come
good.
join me.
No.
I'm starting a cult.
So
Yeah.
does that mean you would eat snakes? Because snakes don't have feet.
Ooh.
If I can kill it, I might eat it.
Like you personally or someone?
Yeah, I would have to kill it. If I can't kill it, I'm not really going to eat it. Like I'll eat fish because I'm pretty sure I can kill a fish. Not like
Oh,
with a baseball bat. Like
I understand what you're saying. So if you can personally
Hunt it.
kill an animal,
I
you
wouldn't feel.
bad.
Bad.
You'll eat it.
Yeah,
What about crocodile?
They have feet.
I wouldn't kill a crocodile.
You wouldn't?
No.
Crocodiles got feet.
That's not what I'm asking. I understand they have feet, but I'm just
Although I've eaten escargot and I'm not really sure I could like
asking.
take it in the raw form and like, pull it out with a tooth. I don't know how you get a snail out. Salt?
Salt.
I don't know.
Do you think it's attracted to salt?
No, they like dry up and it's like pouring acid or something. Okay.
It shrivel
anyway,
up?
that's what I mean.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you eat in its raw form?
Well, I eat sushi. That's fish.
Okay.
What else have I've back when I ate meat, I had carpaccio, which is raw beef.
Mm-hmm.
What else is
You know what I used to do? I used to eat raw meatballs.
my mom would like taste the
Yeah,
ground beef
yeah.
before she's seasoning
Yeah.
the meat, when she's
Yeah.
cooking.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like,
so
isn't that
good.
how you get like E. coli
Yeah.
and salmonella and all that?
But that's also why I have like a strong immune system now. As a kid, I used to sneak raw
Sneak eat
meatballs.
raw meat. You're a
Yeah.
vampire.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm never gonna die.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was a little doozy.
That was great. That was phenomenal. So what are we talking about today, ladies?
Walk like an Egyptian.
Ooh. We're talking
I'm
about
trying to think
Egyptians.
of the tune beforehand.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you got it.
It's like synthesized.
Yeah, it is synthesized.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you remember who sang this song?
Egyptians.
No.
I don't know.
It was the Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about Dorothy Eadie's story.
Ooh. Was she hot?
Not the no place like home, Dorothy. Not
Yeah.
that. Not.
Judy Garland?
Yeah.
She was
Dorothy.
hot.
Yeah.
What was the character's last name?
I don't think that they ever said, did they?
I don't know.
Mm.
I'd have to go back and do that movie.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so we're talking about Dorothy Eadie. What was her story about? Like
Reincarnation.
reincarnation?
Yeah.
Huh?
And after having a head injury,
Mm-hmm.
she came back after recovering and believed quite vividly that she was a reincarnation and lived a life in ancient Egypt.
Do you guys believe in reincarnation?
I do.
Yeah?
Say no, but I want to.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's like I hear the stories. It's just, to me, it's just a story. It's like anything else. You hear a story, you wish it was true. To me, I can't put my mind around it that it's real, even though people have like their own story about stuff. And
So what would you need for something to be true?
probably for myself to experience it. And that's this issue.
But you've had a past life. You just don't remember it.
Exactly. Until I remember it, like I don't believe it.
All right, we're going to hypnotize you.
Yeah,
And we're going to
yeah.
send you on a past life regression.
Yeah, past life regression.
Okie dokie.
You know what? She's simple-minded enough to where hypnosis would work on her.
Simple-minded? You're such a butthole.
I hate you.
All right, tell me about Dorothy. Stop picking on Bree.
All right. So Dorothy, the story of Dorothy Eadie. So Dorothy Louise Eadie was born on January 16th, 1904 in Blackheath, a suburban area of London, England. Her parents, Reuben Ernest Eady and Carolyn Mary Eady, were middle class and lived comfortably by the standards of the time. Reuben worked as a master tailor, running a successful business, while Caroline took care of their only child. The early 20th century in England was a time of relative stability and growing industrial wealth for middle-class families like the Eadies, who benefited from the steady income growth of the Edwardian era. Dorothy's early life was by all accounts quite typical, like most children of her background. She lived in a respectable home, surrounded by Victorian and Edwardian ideals of family life and upbringing. She was a lively and imaginative child, adored by her parents. The Eadies were proud of their daughter and had high hopes for her future. They raised her with the values common to middle-class families at the time, a belief in hard work, propriety, and the importance of education. They also took their Christian faith seriously, attending church regularly and instilling religious values in young Dorothy. However, her life would soon take a turn no one could have predicted. A tragedy in her early years was about to alter the course of her life in ways that would eventually baffle scientists, intrigue spiritual seekers, and revolutionize her understanding of her place in the world. When Dorothy was just 3 years old in 1907, her life took a sudden and dramatic turn. One day, while playing in the family home, she fell down a steep flight of stairs. The fall was severe, and her head hit the ground hard, leaving her unconscious. Her parents, in shock and panic, immediately called the family doctor. The doctor, after examining Dorothy, declared her dead. It was a devastating moment for Reuben and Caroline, who prepared themselves for the worst. For several hours, it seemed as though Dorothy had indeed passed away. The family was overwhelmed with grief, struggling to come to terms with the loss of their young daughter. However, to their amazement and disbelief, Dorothy suddenly regained consciousness. Not only did she wake up, but she appeared to be completely unharmed by the accident. It was as though she had returned from the brink of death. While her parents were overjoyed to have their daughter back, they could not have known that this incident would forever change Dorothy's life. In the aftermath of the accident, her behavior began to shift in unusual ways. What seemed like a miraculous recovery would soon reveal itself as something far stranger and more mysterious. Following the accident, Dorothy's parents began to notice changes in her behavior that were both puzzling and disturbing. She no longer seemed like the same child who had been playing so happily just days before the fall. There was something different about her, something that could not easily be explained. One of the first signs that something was wrong was Dorothy's newfound sense of homesickness. However, this was not the typical homesickness of a child missing the familiarity of her house or family. Dorothy spoke often of different home, a place that she could not clearly describe, but which she longed to return to. She would ask her parents repeatedly to take her home, though when they asked her to explain where she meant, Dorothy was unable to give a coherent answer. This vague yet persistent longing confused her parents, who had no idea where this home might be. In addition to her strange request to go home, Dorothy began to display other unusual behaviors. She would often hide under furniture to find small enclosed spaces to retreat into, as if seeking shelter or protection. This was not typical behavior for a child who had grown up in a loving, secure environment. Her parents attributed these behaviors to the trauma of the accident, believing that she was still recovering emotionally from the fall. However, what disturbed her parents most were the vivid dreams and visions Dorothy began to experience. She would often wake up in the middle of the night crying or speaking in a strange manner as though she had been transported to another place and time. These episodes became more frequent, and as she grew older, the visions would become more detailed and specific. The clearest sign of the transformation that had taken place in Dorothy came during a visit to the British Museum when she was around 4 years old. The Eadies, like many middle-class London families, enjoyed visiting cultural institutions such as museums and galleries, which were seen as an important part of a well-rounded education. Reuben and Caroline decided to take Dorothy to the British Museum, hoping that the outing would cheer her up and distract her from the strange behavior she had been exhibiting since the accident. At first, the visit proceeded as expected, with the family walking through various exhibits and admiring the artifacts on display. However, everything changed when they entered the Egyptian galleries. The moment Dorothy saw the statues, hieroglyphs, and mummies of ancient Egypt, she became visibly excited. She ran toward the statues, hugging their legs, kissing their feet, crying out that she had finally come home. Dorothy's emotional outburst stunned her parents, who had never seen her react this way before. As they tried to pull her away from the statues, Dorothy resisted, insisting that she knew these figures, that she belonged with them. She spoke in a tone of desperation, as though she had been separated from long-lost family. The depth of her emotional response was so intense that it left her parents bewildered and deeply concerned. From that day on, Dorothy's obsession with Egypt would only grow stronger. So I have a question for you guys. Have you guys ever been interested or just attracted to a certain time of history or a certain group of people?
Yes.
Could you want to elaborate on what that was?
Egypt, actually. Ancient Egypt.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when did that start?
Middle school, 6th grade when we studied it.
Okay. What drew you to them?
It was more like the pyramid, the mummification. It was mainly the mummification process that mind baffled me.
Fucking mind baffled. Not even a fucking real term. Until we started this
It's
podcast.
my dictionary. We discussed this.
I'm going to build a Wikipedia page for her only and give her all her pre-isms. Okay, well, that's cool. Miss Lynette?
Yeah, Egypt was one of them, to the point, I think I was like in middle elementary school. So what is that, like 3rd, 4th grade, something like that?
6th, 7th, and 8th.
No, like the
Middle-
middle part of elementary
school.
So it was,
Elementary school is 3rd, 4th.
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
To the point where my mom actually found a pen pal program, like back when pen pals were a thing.
Oh, wow.
And I had a pen pal who lived in Cairo, and we chatted for a couple of years or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fascinated about it, learned about it at school and different things. And then certain Native American cultures, actually, like really certain, some more than others, I would say. But like, again, when I got older, I was like, maybe I had a past life there.
Right.
It's weird that so drawn into or certain time zone, or not time zones, but
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's
eras
cool.
of time. How about you?
I always was fascinated with World War II. I don't know why.
As you were talking about before.
Yeah, as we were talking about before.
We started recording.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was always fascinated by that. That and like Roman times.
That was
You
another
know,
one of mine, too.
So
Ancient Rome.
I'm not sure if that was just because of my Italian upbringing. It's like, oh, what happened to the Romans? Well, they turned into Italians, So,
Yeah.
So those two eras really always spoke to me and drew me towards them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no.
Well, you reminded me, because Pompeii was one that was just, I completely blown away by the history. And actually, that was one of the places we stopped on our trip this
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
summer. Driving there, I actually started crying.
Really?
It was pretty visceral, like actually seeing Mount Vesuvius
Mm-hmm.
as close as it was, and knowing that, people in this small little area were completely decimated.
Yeah, they had minutes to react.
Yeah. And the tour sucked because we only had about an hour
Oh, wow.
to go through a UNESCO historical site, and we were rushed out. Like, I was actually quite pissed. So
Wow.
I'll have to go back now.
Yeah. How old was I? I think I was in 6th grade when I was there. I was just blown away just seeing.
All the penises on the walls and the stones.
I mean, I tried touching as many as I could.
No, it's a thing though.
Yeah.
It was
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I
the
know,
Museum of
I know.
Science and Industry last year did or was it earlier this year? They did their special exhibit was Pompeii, and they had a room of all the sexual stuff that
Yeah,
they did.
yeah.
That was the arrows to the.
Yeah.
There's like a sign that says must be 18 or older or else accompanied by an adult to go in this area.
Yeah, no. So I tried to touch as many as I could when I was there. So that's when I think my kink started.
I mean, when we were there was actually my mom and I snuck away from the group and started walking around, and they didn't have it roped off
Right.
They didn't have people working there, but there were straight up just bones in a little corner. Like there was no sign saying "Don't cross here." Like we're working on it, but they keep finding more and more things.
Yeah, it's. I mean, trying to wrap your mind around what would you do in those final moments,
right?
You know, I mean, it was crazy. Like, yeah.
Well, what was your Die Hard quote in those final moments? What'd you say?
What would I say?
Remember?
Oh, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, cool. So, over the next few years, Dorothy's fascination with ancient Egypt deepened. She would often speak of a place she called her real home, describing it as a vast and beautiful land filled with temples, gardens, and a powerful river. These descriptions were unusual for a young child, especially one with no formal exposure to the history of Egypt. Dorothy's parents, while disturbed by her strange behavior, assumed that she had picked up some ideas from picture books or stories, and that her imagination had created these visions of a far-off land. However, Dorothy's memories were far more specific than her parents realized. She would describe scenes of religious ceremonies, elaborate temple rituals, and the daily life of a priestess. She spoke of walking through grand halls filled with towering columns, performing sacred duties, and offering prayers to gods she named as Osiris, Isis, and Horus. These details went beyond anything she could have learned from books or stories aimed at children. It seemed that Dorothy had knowledge of ancient Egypt that was far too advanced for someone of her age and background. As Dorothy entered her teenage years, her fascination with ancient Egypt only deepened as her dreams, visions, and memories returned with frequency and intensity. She would often dream of walking through grand temples where she could vividly recall the colors, smells, and sounds of the ancient world. In these dreams, she saw herself dressed in the white linen robes of a temple priestess, performing rituals and offering prayers to the gods. She described these visions with remarkable detail down to the specific arrangement of rooms in the temple and the intricacies of the hieroglyphs inscribed in the walls. This outward obsession began to isolate her from her peers and even from her parents. For a young girl growing up in Edwardian England, her behavior was seen as strange. Most teenage girls of the time were concerned with socializing, preparing for marriage, or learning domestic skills. Dorothy, by contrast, had no interest in these things. Instead, she spent her days immersed in books about Egypt, drawing pictures of temples and pharaohs, and recounting vivid memories of a life she believed she had lived thousands of years ago. Dorothy's social isolation became more pronounced during these years. Her classmates found her so they avoided her. She spoke often of her other life, returning to herself as someone who had once been part of Egypt's ancient world. She would talk about religious ceremonies, temple practices, and the gods of Egypt, as though she had lived through those experiences firsthand. This unnerved her teachers and classmates. Why do you think it would unnerve them?
I mean, you're talking like early 1900s.
I guess. I guess. It's just something strange to be unnerved about. Like,
well, if she's talking about religious, I don't know. I mean,
you're talking about stuff that they're just
it's
not comfortable.
Normal,
yeah.
I guess.
I mean, everybody lived in cookie cutter houses. Everybody had the same hairdo. You know, it's just,
All right. Touche. At home, Dorothy's behavior became
touche,
touche. I'll douche you.
Ew.
If you douche me. No?
I wish I never said anything.
I know, you shouldn't. Don't open that door for me.
Sorry.
It's all right. At home, Dorothy's behavior became a source of concern for her parents. They had hoped her fascination with Egypt was just a phase she would grow out of, but instead it became more intense. Dorothy began to express a deep longing to return to Egypt, a country she had never visited, and she would often become despondent and withdrawn when talking about her real home. This sense of homesickness for a distant, ancient land only deepened the divide between her and her family. Her concerned parents sought medical advice. They took her to several doctors and psychologists, hoping to find an explanation for her obsession with Egypt. Some doctors suggested that her childhood accident had caused lasting psychological effects, possibly brain damage. Others thought she might be experiencing delusions or developing a mental illness. However, none of these diagnoses seemed to fit Dorothy's case perfectly. She was otherwise healthy and capable of functioning in daily life, except for her overwhelming fixation of ancient Egypt. During this time, Dorothy also struggled with questions of faith and spirituality. She had been raised in a Christian household, and her parents were devout churchgoers. However, Dorothy found it increasingly difficult to reconcile the teachings of Christianity with the memories and beliefs that dominated her thoughts. She felt a deep spiritual connection to the gods of ancient Egypt, particularly Osiris, Isis, and Horus. And she believed that her true religious path lay in the ancient world. Dorothy's rejection of Christianity was a source of tension within her family. Her parents, already concerned about her behavior, were dismayed by her refusal to attend church or participate in religious activities. Dorothy, for her part, felt that her family could not understand her spiritual experiences. She began to secretly perform ancient Egyptian rituals in her room, lighting candles and offering prayers to the gods of Egypt. These rituals gave her a sense of comfort and connection to her past life, even as they deepened the divide between her and her family. At one point, Dorothy considered joining a Christian convent, believing that a life of religious devotion might help her find peace. However, she quickly realized that her true devotion was not to the Christian faith, but to the gods of ancient Egypt. She felt a profound calling to return to Egypt and continue the spiritual work she had began in her past life. This calling would guide her actions in the years to come as she searched for a way to fulfill her destiny. By the time Dorothy reached age 16, her obsession with Egypt had become so all-encompassing that she found it impossible to focus on her schoolwork. She had always struggled to fit in to the traditional academic environment, and now she could no longer tolerate the constraints of formal education. Dorothy felt that things she was learning in school were irrelevant compared to the spiritual and historical knowledge she believed she already possessed. Her mind was constantly preoccupied with thoughts of Egypt, and she could not focus on anything else. Feeling disconnected from her parents and misunderstood by her teachers, Dorothy made the decision to drop out of school. Her parents were devastated by this choice, as they had hoped that education would provide their daughter with a stable future. However, Dorothy was determined to follow her own path, even if it meant defying societal expectations. She spent her days at home reading every book on Egyptology she could find, sketching drawings of Egyptian temples, and writing about the memories of her past life that had haunted her. As time went on, Dorothy's memories became more focused on a specific location, the Temple of Seti I in Abydos. She claimed that she had lived in this temple as a young girl named Bentrist. Did I say that right? Bentrist?
That'll work.
Okay. Who had been left at the temple as a child and raised as a priestess. According to Dorothy, Bentrist had served the gods in the temple, dedicating her life to a religious service. One of the most extraordinary aspects of Dorothy's memories was her claim that she had only lived as a priestess in the temple of Seti, but that she had also been involved in a tragic love affair with the pharaoh himself. According to her memories, Bentrist had fallen in love with Pharaoh Seti I, who had visited the temple during his reign in the 19th dynasty. Their love, however, was forbidden, as Bentrist had taken vows of chastity as a priestess. When their affair was discovered, Bentrist was overcome with shame and guilt, believing that she had dishonored both the temple and Seti. In Dorothy's visions, she remembered the intense emotion she had felt as Bentrist. The joy of being with Seti, the fear of discovery, and ultimately the despair that led her to take her own life. These memories were so vivid and detailed that Dorothy became convinced that they were real. She believed that she was the reincarnation of Bentrist, a soul that had been reborn into the modern world to complete a journey that had been left unfinished thousands of years ago. Dorothy's memories of her past life were not fleeting or dreamlike. They were constant presence in her mind, influencing her thoughts, emotions, and actions. She felt a deep sense of longing to return to the temple where she had lived as Bentrist and to reconnect with the spiritual world of ancient Egypt. This longing would drive much of her future decisions, actions, as she sought to make sense of her place in the world.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking. but like not just the regular version, the Pest.
Oh my God!
By John Lingman's.
Yeah. Yes.
So as you read, I'm like hearing you read to those
to that beat.
Sound. Yeah.
To that beat. Oh my God. All right, listen, I'm just happy I don't have these weird thoughts on my own. Like other people have weird thoughts too. So I love it. One of the few moments of encouragement Dorothy experienced during this difficult time came when she attended a lecture by Sir E.A. Wallace Budge. What the fuck? Sir
I was
E.A.
waiting for Brie to say
Wallace
something. She's like, why do
Budge.
people have 16 names?
Pretty
Well, here's
much.
another one.
Yeah. One of the most prominent Egyptologists of the early 20th century. Budge was the keeper of Egyptian and Assyrian antiquities at the British Museum, and he had written extensively on ancient Egypt, religion, and hieroglyphs. Dorothy had long admired Budge's work, and she was thrilled at the opportunity to hear him speak in person. After the lecture, Dorothy summoned the courage to approach Budge and introduce herself. She told him about her passion of Egyptology and her belief that she had lived in previous life in ancient Egypt as a temple priestess. Although Budge was understandably skeptical of her claims of reincarnation, he was impressed by her knowledge of Egyptian history and religion. He listened patiently as Dorothy described her memories of the temple of Seti I and her experience.
Can lighter structures really be stronger? Yes, they can. ExxonMobil is helping advance American industrial innovation with Proxima Systems, enabling a lighter and stronger alternative to traditional rebar while lowering greenhouse gas emissions to help build a more efficient construction industry with sustainability in mind. ExxonMobil. Let's deliver.
Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
So I always dreamed of having a man cave.
But the wife doesn't like it.
What if I called it a woman cave?
Okay, so let's not do that, but add some relaxing lighting and a comfy IKEA Hofburg ottoman, and now it's a cozy retreat.
Nice, a cozy retreat. Man cozy retreat.
Sir, okay. Find your big dreams, small dreams, and cozy retreat dreams in-store or online at IKEA.us. Dream the possibilities.
As Bentrist. Budge's response to Dorothy was both kind and encouraging. While he did not endorse her belief in reincarnation, he recognized her passion for the subject and encouraged her to continue studying Egyptology. He suggested that she pursue formal education in the field, though Dorothy's lack of traditional schooling and financial resources made this difficult. Still, the brief encounter with Budge gave Dorothy a sense of validation and renewed her determination to find a way to return to Egypt. In the early 1930s, Dorothy's life took a dramatic turn when she met Emin Abdel Miguid, a young Egyptian man who was studying law in London. Iman was handsome, charming, and worldly, and the two quickly formed a close bond. Despite the cultural differences between them, they fell in love, and in 1933 they decided to marry. This marriage was a pivotal moment for Dorothy, as it provided her with a long-awaited opportunity to move to Egypt, the land she believed was her true home.
This was just a strategy move.
It was. It's like, you know what? I'm going to blow this guy until he takes me to
People
Egypt.
blow each other in the 30s.
That's a great question. You know, we should probably.
It's more probably like a legit blow.
We should probably do like an
survey,
an investigatory into that and see what they say. After their wedding, Dorothy and Iman moved to Cairo, where Iman's family lived. For Dorothy, arriving in Egypt was an emotional experience unlike any other. She felt an overwhelming sense of belonging, as if she had finally returned to the place she had been searching for her whole life. The sights, sounds, and smells of Cairo were deeply familiar to her. Even though she had never been there before, she felt an immediate spiritual connection to the land and its ancient history, and she knew that she had found her place in the world. After arriving in Egypt, her memories of her past life as Bentrist and her connection to Pharaoh Seti I became more vivid than ever. It was as though being in Egypt had reawakened memories that had long been dormant. She no longer merely dreamed about her past life, she felt as though she was reliving it, especially when she visited the ancient sites she had long studied from afar. Cairo, with its bustling streets and vibrant mix of ancient and modern cultures, became Dorothy's home. But it was the spiritual landscape of Egypt, the temples, tombs, and monuments of the past, that truly drew her in. Despite her joy of being in the country she believed to be her true home, Dorothy's spiritual life was one of profound intensity. One of the most extraordinary aspects of Dorothy's spiritual life in Egypt was her claim that she remained in contact with the spirit of Pharaoh Seti I. According to Dorothy, Seti's spirit would visit her regularly, both in dreams and during her waking hours. I mean, is this like
Incubus?
I want to say, is this incubus?
Is this incubus style?
Maybe. I mean, if they were very in tune to spiritual practices, maybe they conjured a way to do it.
I hope.
Ooh la la.
I hope this gets juicy.
Moisty, juicy.
These encounters were intensely personal, and Dorothy spoke of them with great reverence. She believed that Seti's soul was watching over her and guiding her as she carried out the spiritual work she had been tasked with in his life.
I feel like I'm in this like that late night sex talk
I know, I did that
on the radio.
Thanks, Dr. Drew.
Yeah, I'll stop that now. Dorothy describes Seti as a wise and compassionate figure filled with a deep understanding of the human condition. She stated that during their encounters, Seti would reassure her and offer guidance on how to navigate her modern life while maintaining her spiritual connection to the ancient world. Dorothy believed that their love had endured beyond death and that they were destined to be reunited in the afterlife. In 1935, Dorothy gave birth to a son whom she named Seti, after the pharaoh she believed she had loved in her past life.
Like Hubs was okay with this?
I guess. I mean, remember we did that one article in the beginning where the lesbian couple had the ghost.
Oh, the threesome.
The throuple?
The throuple, yeah. The grupple.
Yeah, it was Grupple.
It was grupple. The ghost.
But I mean, she confided in her husband that she's reincarnated and she was in a relationship with Seti. And did she really get pregnant by a husband?
Right. Or did
She's going to name the kid after
You're right. Did Seti's
Only-
ectoplasm
Pharaoh Seti with an I, Pharaoh, a baby Seti with a Y.
with a Y? Yeah. Yeah. There's some hijinks going on.
I need a paternity test.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maury.
And you are not the father.
I would love to do a skit of the ancient world with Maury Povich.
That would be
Like-
awesome.
Like the first chapter of the Bible. It's
Yeah.
like so-and-so beget so-and-so.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
You ain't the father.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like that would be, I think that'd be so funny. That's a good idea.
That's the
In 1935, Dorothy gave birth to a son whom she named Seti after the pharaoh. I already read that. It was at this point that she adopted the name Om Seti.
just Om. 2
I'm sorry. Om Seti?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I see an I there. Oh, you know why? Because there's like a little dot on my screen.
Clean your monitor.
I know, I need to. So Om Seti, meaning mother of Seti. This name would become her identity for the rest of her life, symbolizing her connection to both her son and her past life as Bentrist. However, Dorothy's marriage to Iman was not destined to last.
Shocker.
Shock. While they had initially fallen in love, the cultural differences between them, combined with Dorothy's deep connection to her other life, created tension in their relationship. Iman, a modern Egyptian man, struggled to understand Dorothy's devotion to a world that existed thousands of years ago. He found her beliefs in reincarnation and her connection to the ancient gods difficult to accept, and over time the strain in their marriage became too much. Eventually, Dorothy and Iman divorced. However, Dorothy chose to remain in Egypt, feeling that her life's purpose lay in the land of the pharaohs. She had no desire to return to England, a place that no longer felt like home to her. From that point forward, Dorothy would devote herself entirely in her spiritual beliefs and her study of ancient Egypt.
But wouldn't like modern Egypt not exactly feel like home either? Because when the Egyptians were there, and
Yeah.
wasn't it more lush versus this?
It's that spiritual connection.
I know, but it rains a lot in England, and it's just
I mean, you're getting wet one way or the other, right?
Jesus.
Right? What did you think their arguments were like? Like, can you, Dorothy,
stop
like,
talking about your ex-lover. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
Dorothy's like, well, you know what? That's not the way Seti did it. You
Let's
know,
call in the past.
Seti was so much more comforting than
Such
you
a
were.
better lover than
Yeah.
you.
Stop living in the past.
His hog pleasured me.
Ew, nobody says that.
No.
Not even in modern times.
No. Nobody calls it a hog anymore?
No.
Oh, all right. Just me?
Apparently.
And that explains why. Well, we'll
Why,
just keep.
why I don't do many sexes?
Yeah.
You do sexes once every 5 years.
All right. In the years following her divorce from Imam Abdel Meguid, Dorothy needed to find a way to support herself and her son. Seti, while living in Egypt, fortunately, her deep knowledge of Egyptology combined with her artistic skills provided her with an opportunity to work in the field she had long passionate about. Dorothy was hired by the Egyptian Department of Antiquities, initially working as a draftswoman. Her job involved documenting ancient artifacts and inscriptions, meticulously sketching the finds that were uncovered during archaeological digs across the country. Her role as a draftswoman was crucial in a time when photography was less reliable, and detailed hand-drawn records were necessary for the preservation of Egypt's archaeological heritage. Dorothy's ability to replicate hieroglyphs, inscriptions, and architectural details with great precision made her an invaluable asset to the teams she worked with. While her job was initially limited to creating technical drawings, Dorothy's vast knowledge of ancient Egyptian religion and temple practices soon caught the attention of her colleagues. Her fluency in interpreting hieroglyphs and her understanding of Egyptian rituals went far beyond what was expected of someone in her position. Many of the archaeologists she worked with began to consult her on religious symbols, temple architecture, and funerary practices, recognizing that she had possessed a unique insight into the ancient world. Dorothy's growing reputation in the Egyptological community led to collaborations with some of the most prominent scholars and archaeologists of the time. Although many of her colleagues were skeptical of her claims of reincarnation, they could not deny the depth of her knowledge and her uncanny ability to predict the locations of hidden artifacts and temple features. One of the most notable scholars Dorothy worked with was Dr. Selim Hassan, a leading Egyptian archaeologist who was conducting major excavations during the 30s and 40s. Dr. Hassan recognized Dorothy's expertise in religious symbolism and temple rituals, and he often consulted her on the interpretation of inscriptions and scenes depicted on tomb and temple walls. Although Dr. Hassan did not necessarily believe in Dorothy's spiritual experiences, he respected her scholarly contributions. Dorothy also collaborated with Dr. Ahmad Fakhri, another prominent Egyptian archaeologist known for his work on the pyramids and tombs of the Old Kingdom. Fakhri, I don't like how that sounds, admired Dorothy's ability to interpret complex hieroglyphs and her deep understanding of ancient Egyptian religious practices. Like Hassan, Fakhri did not fully endorse Dorothy's belief in reincarnation, but he valued her contributions to the field. Despite the skepticism of some of her peers, Dorothy's work was respected, and she continued to make valuable contributions to Egyptology throughout the 40s and 50s. Her position with the Department of Antiquities allowed her to work on several important excavation sites, and she developed a reputation as an expert in ancient Egyptian religion, particularly in the rituals associated with the Osirian cult.
There's a cult?
Yeah, they did a cult. They did many cults.
There's always cults.
We're going to add that to the list.
Yeah, well, I think each god had its own cult.
Is religion a cult?
Yes, it is. By definition, it is. Yeah, so... You okay?
There's a fuzzy in my nose.
Okay. Jesus, you just like spazzed out.
Like every time I inhaled with my nose, it kept going up.
Jesus. All right.
Maybe they don't want me talking about the cult.
All right. Are we better?
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
One of the most intriguing aspects of Dorothy's work in Egyptology was her apparent ability to predict the locations of previously undiscovered chambers, tunnels, and artifacts. This ability, which she attributed to her memories of her past life, often left her colleagues baffled.
Mind baffled.
Mind baffled.
Duh.
Stupid. While many archaeologists relied on traditional methods of excavation and research to uncover new findings, Dorothy seemed to know instinctively where to look. One of the most famous examples of this occurred at the Temple of Seti I in Abydos, where Dorothy would later live and work. During an early excavation at the temple, Dorothy claimed to remember a hidden garden that had been part of the temple grounds during her time as banterist. At first, her colleagues were skeptical, as there was no evidence to suggest that a garden had ever existed in the area she indicated. However, after conducting further excavations, they uncovered the remains of a garden, complete with a water well, exactly where Dorothy had said it would be. This was not an isolated incident. Throughout her career, Dorothy made several predictions about the locations of hidden chambers, burial sites, and other archaeological features, many of which were later confirmed by excavations. While some archaeologists believe these predictions were mere coincidences, others found it difficult to dismiss the accuracy of her knowledge. For Dorothy, these discoveries were not the result of guesswork or luck. She believed that her memories of her past life were guiding her, allowing her to recall the layout of the temples and the tombs she had once known intimately. Whether or not her colleagues believed her claims, there was no denying that Dorothy's knowledge and insights were valuable to the field of Egyptology. By the 1950s, Dorothy had been living in Egypt for nearly 2 decades. Her work with the Department of Antiquities had earned her respect within the Egyptological community, and she had established herself as both a scholar and a spiritual figure. However, it wasn't until she moved to Abydos that Dorothy felt she had truly fulfilled her life's purpose. In the 1950s, Dorothy was offered a position to work at Abydos, assisting with the excavation and preservation of the Temple of Seti I. She jumped at the chance, knowing that this was where she belonged. Moving to Abydos felt like coming home for Dorothy, and she quickly settled into life at the site. Dorothy's work at the Temple of Seti I was both scholarly and spiritual. As a draftswoman and researcher, she meticulously documented the inscriptions and reliefs that adorned the walls of the temple. Her drawings and records were essential for preserving the details of the temple's art and architecture. But for Dorothy, this work was not just about academic preservation. It was about honoring the gods and the ancient traditions that she believed were still alive in the temple. During her time in Abydos, Dorothy became a beloved figure in the local community. The villagers, many of whom were devout Muslims, were initially unsure what to make of the British woman who had come to live among them. However, over time they grew to respect and admire her. Dorothy was known for her kindness, generosity, and wisdom, and she often helped the villagers with small medical issues, offering herbal remedies and advice. According to Dorothy, Seti would appear to her in visions, dressed in the royal garments of an ancient pharaoh. He would speak to her in a language she understood as a mixture of ancient Egyptian and modern Arabic, providing her with advice and reassurance about her life's work. These visions were more than just spiritual experiences for Dorothy. They were moments of emotional connection with a figure she had shaped her past and she believed her present. She felt that Seti was watching over her, guiding her as she worked to preserve the temple and maintain.
This episode is brought to you by Huggies Little Movers. It's fun having a baby that loves to move, but it can be challenging to find a diaper that can keep up with them. Huggies Little Movers is designed to move with your baby. With either the double grip strips or the new HugFit 360-degree waistband, you can be confident relying on Huggies Little Movers for your active little ones. Huggies Little Movers, made with double grip strips or the new HugFit 360-degree waistband, so your little double can keep moving like you. Huggies, we got you, baby.
Bubba Wallace here with Tyler Reddick. You know what's more nerve-wracking than waiting for qualifying results?
Waiting for the green flag to drop.
Instead of pacing, you rev up with Chumba Casino's weekly new releases.
It's like a fresh set of tires for your brain.
Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
The ancient rituals. For Dorothy, these encounters confirmed her belief that she had been brought back to Egypt to fulfill a spiritual mission, one that had begun in her previous life. So what do you guys think so far?
I still think she just has a lot of knowledge of all this.
Where did it come from?
Just her being interested in something and just focusing on it.
But she had no schooling about this.
But there's no, but that's just because she has no schooling doesn't mean she got the information somewhere else. And there is really no proof of that. They just said that from what they know of, she didn't have previous. We don't know that.
Do you think she looked this stuff up on the internet?
I think she came across it, not on the internet, obviously. They didn't have internet then. I think she came across this information somehow and just stuck with her. And as a kid, she probably doesn't realize that's what it came from. She just came up with these stories and she started believing in them herself.
I don't think you fully understand the living back in 1910.
I know there's not much.
No, there was nothing.
Yeah, I know.
So,
like I said, she came about this information somehow. I didn't say she went to a library.
right.
I never said that.
But as a 5-year-old in 1909 in England, there was no talk. There was nothing that she could have gotten this information from.
I still think she overheard it somehow. Or got the information somehow.
Okay, well, what about her just knowing where things were and them excavating and finding it?
I just think just stuff that she collected, evidence that she collected. She's like, if she sees this, then it has to be here. We don't know how much information we actually got that's not being told on this. Or she's not telling people. We don't know that.
It's her opinion.
Yeah.
I know, but it's always a dummy's opinion.
No, it's not.
No.
That was mean.
There's not enough evidence here so far for her to believe it.
Okay, listen, don't be a dummy and defend her. Okay?
I can defend whoever I want to.
How dare you? What do you think so far?
At first, I was like, okay, well, you hear people go into a coma or have NDEs and they come out speaking other languages.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure I'm bought in on the reincarnation part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it's something totally different. Like a walk-in.
I was going to say like a walk-in.
Yeah.
Okay. At first, I was terrified.
You were petrified?
Petrified. Living without you by my side. When you said that, that's what popped into my head.
I don't remember.
Same thing.
Yeah, you said at first, I thought.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
I love that.
Yeah, that just kept going in my head as you were talking.
Beautiful. We'll do more of those.
Yeah. Dorothy Eadie's life and work left an indelible mark on the field of Egyptology. Despite the controversy surrounding her claims of reincarnation, she made significant contributions to the preservation of Egypt's ancient heritage, particularly through her work in Abydos. Her detailed documentation of the inscriptions and reliefs at the Temple of Seti I provided invaluable records for future generations of scholars. One of the most remarkable aspects of Dorothy's legacy is the way she bridged the gap between academic study and spiritual connection. For many Egyptologists, the study of ancient Egypt is purely scholarly pursuit focused on uncovering historical facts and preserving artifacts. Dorothy, however, approached Egyptology with both academic rigor and a deep spiritual reverence for the ancient world. She believed that the monuments, temples, and tombs of Egypt were not just historical artifacts, they were living connections to the divine.
So,
yeah.
There's one thing that kind of bugs me, and maybe we need to call Karen up and ask her about this. So,
I was going to bring that up too.
So, I find it interesting that a lot of, like it said, a lot of study is purely academic. They go to a site they don't really know, and they take a very academic, sanitized view of it. But when they can't figure, and I'm just kind of using a universal they here, but when they can't figure out what this object is for, what this room is for, what this writing says, it almost always gets chalked up to maybe it's something spiritual.
Yeah.
But like, why is the dig site, the uncovery, the research, why isn't it looked at from a religious or spiritual perspective?
What do you think?
Because maybe that would answer a lot more questions.
What do you think the difference is from taking a scholarly approach over taking a spiritual approach? What do you think that the different...
The intent behind, like, okay, so they say these pyramids were built for the gods. Okay, well, I guess I'm just kind of wondering, you're looking, how did you come to that decision or understanding? Is it you just read the words? Is it something so big and impressive that you think that all these people wanted to do was worship gods? Were you talking about physical gods? Were you talking about spiritual gods?
Okay.
Is it really what this is? You know, they kind of, they don't really know really why they were built. So they just kind of throw this spiritual label on it.
No,
and they're like, yeah, well,
that
somebody
makes
else will
sense.
figure it out. But if anybody with a spiritual background wants to kind of talk on it, it's like, you're a wackadoo.
Yeah. No.
Where's the science? You know, but you couldn't figure it out.
Right.
With the science.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's why I was asking. I was just trying to...
got dimmer again. Every time we talk about God, it keeps getting dimmer.
The sun goes behind a cloud.
We just have to record at night now.
Coincidink.
Or just get like blackout curtains in here.
That would scare me. I need to be able to call for help when I.
Oh, all right. All right. God forbid I put you in a compromising position. Her contributions to Egyptology alleged extended beyond her work at Abydos. Dorothy's insights into ancient Egyptian religious practices, particularly those associated with the cult of Osiris, helped deepen scholars' understanding of the spiritual life of ancient Egyptians. Her interpretations of hieroglyphs, temple rituals, and funerary customs were informed not only by her academic study, but by what she believed to be her lived experience in the past life. As Dorothy entered her later years, her health began to decline. However, her devotion to the temple and to ancient Egypt never wavered. Even as her physical strength diminished, she continued to work at Abydos, preserving the history and culture that she had dedicated her life to. Dorothy often spoke of her impending death with a sense of peace and acceptance, believing that she would soon be reunited with Seti I in the afterlife. In 1981, Dorothy Eadie passed away at the age of 77. She was buried near the temple of Seti I, the place she had long believed to be her true home. Her death marked the end of an extraordinary life, but her legacy would live on in the field of Egyptology and in the hearts of those who had been touched by her story. Dorothy's belief in reincarnation, which was central to her identity as Om Seti, remains one of the most controversial aspects of her life. Throughout her career, she claimed that she was the reincarnation of Bentrist, a priestess who had lived during the reign of Seti I in the 19th dynasty. While many of her colleagues respected her scholarly work, they struggled to reconcile her spiritual beliefs with the scientific study of Egyptology. The idea of reincarnation is not new, and there have been numerous documented cases of people who claim to remember past lives. However, Dorothy's case is unique because the depth of her knowledge about ancient Egypt, much of which was confirmed through archaeological discovery. Her ability to accurately describe parts of the temple of Seti I that had not yet been excavated raised questions that skeptics would find difficult to answer. For believers in reincarnation, Dorothy's story is one of the most compelling examples of a soul returning to a place where it had lived before. Her detailed memories of her life as Bentrist, combined with her emotional connection to Pharaoh Seti I, suggested there may be more to the human experience that we can currently explain through science. Dorothy herself was convinced that her memories were real and that her soul had been reborn to continue the work she had began thousands of years ago. For skeptics, however, Dorothy's claims of reincarnation are more likely the result of a vivid imagination and a deep emotional connection to Egypt's history. Some psychologists have suggested that her memories of a past life may have been a form of cryptomnesia. Cryptomnesia, where forgotten memories are unconsciously recalled and interpreted as new experiences. Others believe that Dorothy's passion for Egyptology combined with the trauma of her childhood accident may have led her to create an elaborate fantasy world in which she would escape the constraints of her modern life. Regardless of where one stands on the issue of reincarnation, Dorothy Eadie's life raises important questions about the nature of memory, consciousness, and the possibility of life beyond death. Her story continues to captivate both scholars and spiritual seekers, and it remains one of the most intriguing cases of alleged reincarnation in modern history. The life of Dorothy Eadie, or Om Seti, is one of the most extraordinary stories of the 20th century. Her journey from a London child who suffered a near-fatal accident to a reincarnated priestess living and working in Abydos challenges our understanding of life, death, and the human soul. Where one believes in her claims of reincarnation or views her story as a fascinating psychological case, there is no denying the profound impact that Dorothy had on the study of ancient Egypt. Her legacy is one of devotion to Egyptology, to the gods of ancient Egypt, and to the belief that life continues beyond death. Dorothy's story continues to inspire awe and wonder, and her life serves as a reminder that there are mysteries in the world that may never be fully explained. For as long as people seek to understand the past and explore the possibilities of life after death, the story of Om Seti will remain a source of fascination and inspiration. So, what do you have to say over there, Miss Lynette?
I'm just, how do I say this? So I still find her story interesting. Obviously, I like the location because I too find it interesting. There is also another theory out there that memories can be shared upon incarnations. So you might not have to live that life, but you can get an imprint of someone's life to give you basically the Cliff's Notes version of places, times, locations, events, that sort of thing. So there's also another theory that like if somebody does die a walk-in, I don't think we like really explained it when I said walk-in earlier.
No.
So there's a theory that if someone is near death, they are essentially asked on a spiritual level, do you want to stay or do you want to leave? And if they want to leave and if the physical body is still healthy enough, or maybe even not, another soul could be asked, would you like to come in and take over? And that kind of explains why people come out of comas or NDEs with weird abilities and things of that nature. So if all that's to say, I guess where I was kind of going with the imprint of memories is, you know, you had fascination with Egypt and you World War II, yet we live in rural Chicagoland suburbs. Like, would we ever pick this? Like, you didn't come here and say, oh my God, I remember this place. It's so wonderful. This is exactly where I want to be and it's home. Or maybe you do. I don't know. But I don't. So why do we pick these places? Just not the memorable life. We just got, maybe we got an imprint of impactful moments in history. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm blabbing.
Yeah. No, you are blabbing, but it does make sense.
What you're making does make sense.
Yeah. So we've talked about walk-ins before. Personally, I am not sold on that.
Okay.
Just from what I understand, you choose a body, you choose a lessons to be learned. You have the soul contract with others that you help them along their way and they help you along yours. And that's why people come in and out of your life either fast, you know, or they're lifelong, you know, in your life. So yes, I'm not sold on the walk-in. What I do think may have happened is when she hit her head and it was pronounced dead, when she came back, whatever veil that is put there to not let us see the spiritual and past lives was lifted for her for some reason.
I'm just laughing. Like when a piece of technology doesn't work, you shake it really hard and then then it starts working. Like maybe she bonked her head and now the wire's connected.
Yeah.
She can recall the memories.
Or like the old Nintendo games, you'd have to blow in them. Maybe like someone like blew in her mouth or face or something.
Oh, maybe she had CPR. Maybe that's what CPR does.
Yeah, maybe. It's like we're like Nintendo games. Just so I listen. There's no way for her to know where these places were buried, because like you were trying to explain, Bree, that, well, if she knew of one place, then she knows wherever. But the Egyptologists who studied and were excavating there didn't even know of these places. So
my thing was that I didn't say like it's because she knows one, she knows another. It's more she's studying with these Egyptologists, doing what she does. She's doing more of her own study. And it's always like one person might not know it, but one other one's probably like, okay, this is connecting the dots for me. And that could be happening with her. And she just got lucky, or she she just saw some pattern and she's like, hey, like it could be anything.
Listen, you have a better chance of calling out the winning lottery numbers tonight than that happening.
You never know, though.
No, I do know.
No, you don't.
I do. I'm not sure if I'm biased to what I think.
Clearly, yeah.
Obviously.
So you're wrong. You suck. And yeah, so you still on the fence there? Are you still a non-believer?
I'm still a non-believer, yeah.
I don't think your brain will allow you to believe because it's already full of capacity. So I need new information.
You're just on me today.
You wish.
Oh, God.
You wish.
Quick, escape the room while you can.
Yeah.
The window's
can't.
cracked.
You can't. It's locked from the inside.
Missy, help!
She has headphones on. She can't hear you.
Oh,
Damn it!
I know. I actually gave her some Benadryl. She's passed out. Give her Benadryl mixed with NyQuil. She'll be out for a few.
there.
Yeah. Hey,
That's why she didn't want to wake up this morning.
She celebrated 20 years at her school.
Wow.
Which is a milestone for me because I have qualified for her benefits if she passes first. So her pension and all that.
So this is not about Missy. This is about Frank.
It's about me. It's always been about me. So I told her she's got a couple years left because I'm not going to make it look too suspicious.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm set. I'm good.
You better
Allegedly.
say just kidding. Yeah.
Allegedly. All right. So, all right. Anything else to add to this story? You guys, any other opinions?
Nope.
I think you were doing like some hillbilly song. That's what it sounded like a banjo. All right, let's stop right there before we lose any more listeners. All right, well, thank you for listening, guys. It's been fun. My name is Frank.
My name is Bree.
This is Lynette.
And you've been listening to Fringe
Beyond
the Limits. Allora.
What if we could reduce carbon emissions and strengthen the economy? At ExxonMobil, we believe both are possible. As a global leader in carbon capture and storage, we're empowering industries to reduce their emissions, all through technologies that are creating job opportunities in America. How's that for a win-win? ExxonMobil. Let's deliver.
Bubba Wallace here with Tyler Reddick. You know what's more nerve-wracking than waiting for qualifying results?
Waiting for the green flag to drop.
Instead of pacing, you rev up with Chumba Casino's weekly new releases.
It's like a fresh set of tires for your brain.
Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.